So my bills, I'm now up to 9. So let's go through the 9. Shawn's bills, 2025. These are all repeated if you watched last week, except for a couple. Okay, punish businesses who employ illegal aliens. I know that this is happening at a federal level. We should be doing it at a state level too. That would be the thing that stops the illegal immigration very quickly. We should be pushing to get an AI center in Duluth or in the region because we have the incentives from the federal government. We know that the President of the United States wants this to happen. We know that people are coming in to try to build these. We know they generate a lot of revenue, and we should at least study the opportunities available to us because we have access to a lot of water and could have access to a lot of power, and we have locations where we can put it. Number 3, manufacturing incentives. Again, the President of the United States and the federal government has said, we want manufacturing back in the United States. We want to make sure that we're not dependent on other countries. J.D. Vance just talked about it recently about we can't be dependent on other nations for our things. If COVID-19 showed us anything, pharmaceuticals alone are a problem, but we have other things too. So let's try to get that going. That should be the stuff that we're working on. Number 4, no dual citizens hold public office or can be a judge. I honestly would like to push it out to no foreign-born, even if they are citizens, can be in public office or a judge. But we should not have anybody who's a dual citizen at the very least. You have to make your loyalties known. Is it going to be the United States or is it going to be the other country? If you can't make that decision, you shouldn't be in office.
Right.
Bans on geoengineering. So chemtrails, even if you don't believe they're a thing, if you think that's a conspiracy theory, it does no problem to ban them then, or any other kind of geoengineering that people are trying to take and do, like in London or in England where they're trying to block out the sun now. So get everybody hooked on solar power and then block out the sun. That's government right there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
A stand your ground law, not this retreat and flee as best you can. If you are being attacked by somebody or you feel threatened, you should be able to stand there and fight and not face consequences because of it. That doesn't mean that if you're getting pushed around, you can knife somebody in the friggin' heart, but it does mean that if somebody's coming at you a knife, that's deadly. And then you can do what you need to with that.
Yeah, definitely.
No private equity companies can own a public utility service. I think that it blushes out to other things, but besides that, but Minnesota Power being purchased by BlackRock potentially brings this up. But we shouldn't have private equity companies owning anything that has to do with public service. That's not what they're geared towards.
Right.
I think these are the new ones. So property taxes. I have 3 levels here. I'd like to freeze property taxes for seniors so that they don't have to worry about the property taxes going up in their retirement. I'd like to eliminate property taxes for seniors if we can do it. And then I'd like to eliminate property taxes completely. That's my end goal. People say you can't do that because how are you going to get the money? Well, we have plenty of ways to pull up money apparently. So we should be able to use, if we could pull in manufacturing this and mining into this state and put that hotel and resort out the East End, we're going to have a lot of money coming in.
And there are a lot of states talking about eliminating property taxes.
There is one recently I saw that was though.
Yeah. So this is not a groundbreaking, we can figure this out. This is, we can get this done.
Right. And why don't I like property taxes? It's because you never own your property. You're constantly renting from the government because if you don't pay your property taxes, you lose your property. They'll take it from you and just sell your property. So it's not really yours to begin with. You're leasing it. And in this country, you should be able to buy property, pay it off, and be able to live there very cheaply. And if you can have a little small farm on your property, you could be self-sufficient, and then you could do what you need to. I mean, solar panels at this point are good enough for somebody to have, to live off the grid, but they can't do it if they have to go to work to pay for their property taxes.
Right. And in 1858, when Minnesota first decided to collect property taxes to pay for things, they basically stole everybody's land.
Yeah, right. That was it.
And that was it. Yeah. So that's got to stop.
Right. And when people don't When say you can't do that, that's not, who says that? Who says we can't do anything? I mean, who said it was right to do property taxes? You should be able to look at anything and say, is there a reason for it? You should be able to look at NATO. Do we need NATO? I don't know. Maybe the answer is yes. Maybe it's no, but you shouldn't be able to be stopped from thinking about any of this just because it's been done this way for a while or even centuries. And number 9, I wanted to add this because it came to my mind again, because we talked about this before, term limits. Depending on, I would like it for all levels of the government in Minnesota. So state, for representatives, senators, and the governor, and probably judges too. This shouldn't be a career. You working as a public servant in a representative or senator role, that's not supposed to be your career goal. You're not supposed to sit there for 30 years and do this. It's meant to be in, out, and get back to your job. It's the whole reason they have a summer break.
Yeah, because we need more than one perspective over a certain time frame to,
right,
not even things out, but to get things correct.
Yeah. So that was those are my 9 now. I will add to those week to week, and I will keep talking about them.